Okay, as promised, the second installment of our Airbnb uh, trips, if you will, tours. We are in a really funky place here in Loveland, Colorado called the Retro. I'm currently sitting in the booth at the Retro, which is, I guess, the dining area. But instead of me sitting here yammering, I'm going to get up and show you the place real quick. Well, that was just a little teaser vid of what we got going on this time. We are back doing our Airbnb challenge where we found a killer Airbnb for under 150 bucks a night. Has to have a kitchen, has to have Wi-Fi. Uh, that's pretty much the only criteria, and we've done it again. I think we beat it by a landslide. We went to now it wasn't in Texas; it was in Colorado. We had to go see the grandkids, and there's a bunch of them. So but they didn't stay at the Airbnb with us. We went up to Loveland, Colorado, found a really cool place called the Retro, which we'll be showing you all about here in just a minute. There's a few things that happened along the way, and we'll want to talk about that as well. But the Retro, groovy, way under 150 bucks. By the way, if you're heading up to the Loveland area, which is near Greeley and places like that. The Airbnb pickings are very, very good and inexpensive. So we had a great time up there. Getting there is half the fun. Of course, we like to talk about the food just because that's the way we are. We eat like crazy. By the way, I gained 4 pounds on the trip. Uh, so since all this stuff started, I'm up to 190 from about 182. So getting close to fighting weight again. So anyway, things that happened up there. Mm. So on the way, of course, we stopped to eat along the way, and the first stop after we left Abilene pretty early that morning, our first stop to eat because we had to get gas on the way, obviously. By the way, gasoline in Abilene, Texas, is a good deal cheaper than it is anywhere we went. I think the closest we got was in New Mexico. It was down to 324, and we're paying. Well, when we left Abilene, we were paying 267. Come back to 289, being the regular. But Colorado, heavens to Betsy, they got high gas. Anyway, first stop was in Raton, New Mexico. Kind of a thing we do, when you get to New Mexico. Well, you see all kinds of different stuff because New Mexico's got brand new laws and they're proud of them. But Raton is our first stop there, and we stopped there because we were hungry and we wanted to get something to eat before going into Pueblo. Our first, we've made this trip now twice up there to Colorado, and we always stop in Pueblo because it just by then you're tired of driving. You're only 2.5 hours away from where we're going, but you're tired of driving. But first stop, Raton, to eat at the Ice House in Raton, New Mexico. We should have checked a little more than we did, but Raton, the Ice House in Raton, New Mexico, serves barbecue. And if you're from Texas, you probably don't want to be eating barbecue pretty much anywhere else. But we stopped there in Raton to eat, and it was not bad. It wasn't great. It wasn't bad. I had what they called the Big Gringo, which was a large brisket sandwich with sausage on it. Um, there's a great version of that at a barbecue chain in Florida. The name slips my mind, but they call it the Smitty, which is a brisket sandwich with sausage on top. The brisket there was fairly greasy. I wish I'd ordered a burger. My wife had the brisket sandwich. She was not overly impressed, but it was a cool little place, and it was actually snowing when we got there. Flurries of snow. We had checked the weather where we were going, but we didn't check weather on the way, and kind of freaked us out at first, but we were not too far away from that when all that stopped. And on the way into Pueblo, we did see a few vehicles that had snow actually on them, but the weather was getting warm enough for the most part that it was melting off the cars. But yeah, a lot of snow on the roads or on the mountains, on the side of the roads on the way up there, but which we were not expecting because we didn't check the route up there. We checked what was going to be like when we got there. But anyway, um, if you're hungry, the Ice House, not a bad stop. They had beer there and all kinds of stuff, but it's too early in the day to have a drink. So anyway, we took off from there and went to the Hampton Inn in Pueblo, Colorado. I know Airbnb kind of thing, and we stayed at a Hampton Inn. Well, Pueblo, Colorado, I'll say this throughout the videos that we do, but if your Airbnb is a fantastic thing, great place to stay. You can pick out all kind of really groovy stuff, which is what we're all into here at Groove Dog Industries. But you really kind of need to stay 2 nights for Airbnb because of cleaning fees and all that stuff that hit you. It's really, for the most part, I ain't saying this all the time, but for the most part, not always a good 1 night stay Airbnb. So anyway, stayed in the Hampton Inn there in Pueblo, Colorado. And typically we would go to Tacos Fuego when we're there because the tacos are phenomenal. It's a groovy little spot in downtown Pueblo, which I've heard is a dangerous place, but I don't never really experienced the danger there. But a really groovy little place in Pueblo, Colorado. Tacos are phenomenal. Like I said, the margaritas really, really good. Didn't stop. Well, the whole plan was to go there, but we've been driving for quite a while, and we hit the bed just for a little rest, going to just rest our eyes for a couple hours. This was at 2:30. We woke up and it was about 6 o'clock and we didn't feel like going anywhere. So we called Blackjack Pizza, which is good pizza. Just don't give them your email address. I figured that out from the last time we were up here because I've never heard the end of it. But anyway, Pueblo, if you're going to be there, you're going to want to check out Tacos Fuego. Good stuff. Enjoyed the heck out of it. But got up the next day and from Pueblo made our way into Loveland, Colorado. But of course, we stopped along the way and ate. It had to have breakfast. We left Pueblo early enough that we were going to have breakfast, and we stopped in Colorado Springs, which is a wonderful place to stay or to stop because it's just absolutely beautiful there. The second time we've stopped in Colorado Springs. Last time we stopped there was to try to find the best burger. We were sorely disappointed. I forgot what the name of the place was, but they brag about the burger all over the place. They only make it one way, and the way they made it, not good. So we didn't go back there, but it was early. So stopped in Colorado Springs and went grooving downtown to go find the Urban Egg restaurant, which is downtown. And on the way, ran into the Eggman of Colorado Springs. There's a couple pictures of them, but the Eggman of Colorado Springs, I guess it's some sort of artsy thing that goes on down there. One guy put up a Humpty Dumpty egg, and apparently they liked them all over downtown Colorado. So you can see these things all over the place. Kind of funky, very eclectic, if you will. And that's just how they roll. So the Eggman of Colorado Springs is somewhat of not an urban legend, but just a thing, I guess, with the locale in Colorado Springs. So that was fun. And Urban Egg was a very, very popular place. They said they were famous for their biscuits and gravy, so I went for it. It was good. I don't know about world famous, but it was good. Should have put more sausage in there, but the flavor was killer. Generous portions, and the place was doing a bang-up business, so I'm assuming they're doing something right there at the Urban Egg in Colorado Springs, Colorado. So the next stop, now when you stop in Pueblo, your goal is to be in Greeley, you really only have 2.5 hours to go. It's kind of cheating, but you're tired by the time you get to Pueblo. If you're on up there. So it was a short drive into Loveland, and we had a ball there in Loveland, Colorado. The views over there are just fantastic. Spent a lot of time with the kids, so our restaurant reviews aren't going to be much because when you're with 6 grandkids, you go to places that are kind of accepting of 6 grandkids. So That's not going to, involve a bunch of restaurants, though. But we did go to Casa Real there in Loveland for Mexican food because we love Mexican food. We love burgers. Casa Real had some really fantastic street tacos. I would recommend them because they're that good. I would not recommend the margarita. The margarita should be one of the easiest. It should be uniform across, but it's not. Somehow, people always do weird things with margaritas, and they're either good or bad. But that one was not particularly good. But loved the restaurant. It was a cute little place. Uh, Tacos, fantastic. And then, of course, we went and we stayed at the Retro Airbnb. And I'll show you how that looks right now. Okay, this is like I said, it's the Retro. You'll find out why they call it that here in just a second. And it is right in the middle of a residential street in Loveland, Colorado. Pretty neat place. When you first walk in, there's a little desk to put all your stuff in or on, little charging station, which is cool. And then you get into why they call it the Retro. Kind of funky, huh? I got to tell you, those couches in the chair could be a little more comfortable. The Groovy 55 Chevy back-end couch is pretty cool, though. If you want to do some light reading, they've put most of the classics here in. You got A Tale of Two Cities, Moby Dick, Scarlet Letter, a little Mark Twain up here, if that's what you're into. Coca-Cola bottles he's got here. There's a sign in the kitchen that says Coca-Cola 5 cents. I'm sure he'd be upset if I left a nickel in place of that Coca-Cola bottle. There's a bedroom up here. Pretty cool. The funky couch. And they've just done this retro theme all over the place. This jukebox doesn't actually work, unfortunately. Tried it, doesn't work. Phone doesn't work either. But that's all right. It's still cool. Try as I might, I cannot figure this thing out. But there it is. Groovy stuff all the way through, I'm telling you. These curtains are throughout the house. Somebody went crazy with this paint job that had to take forever and a day to do, but it's all over. Love this bathroom. Even that feature, I don't know why that's there, but it is. We didn't put it there. But the toilet's rather funky. If you're into funky toilets. Used to be a water closet-like thing. Shower. The Airbnb pictures just don't give it justice. And I'm not really doing a good job here either because it's dark. Well, turn that on. Shower's really funky though. I liked it, enjoyed it. I don't know, something about a good shower. Hell of a tile job. I used to set tile. Very impressed with this, even though it's not the most expensive tile ever. But back to the living room, we go into the funky, funky kitchen. Oh yeah, check that out. Very strange, very retro. I love how they took their time to get all the appliances to match retro stuff going on over here. Retro blender, retro toaster, even a malt machine. We didn't make any malt, so. And in keeping in theme, you've got this really cool refrigerator. Let me flip this way so you can see the whole thing. And what I really love, they made this thing work. I don't know how you do that. I guess that's like a thing people are into, revitalizing old stoves, but this thing works and it's pretty cool. Fire extinguishers everywhere. There's that 5-cent Coke sign that I'm just not going to leave that guy a nickel for his Coca-Cola. I'm sure he'd be bothered by that. And you've got all these menus in here. I tried to order off of them. I'm yet to get that 25-cent grilled cheese sandwich. So, but here's something cool he did. On every little cabinet, there's a thing to tell you what's in there. It's not most people don't usually do that. You have to open the doors and explore. Very cumbersome. And here's the booth area I was talking about. My tripod for my camera. Very retro. And if you're of a mind to, on your little vacation, you can do laundry if you must. It all comes with the house. There's an outdoor seating area. There's another bedroom, which is where all our stuff is, and I'm not going to show you that. But out that back window, there is a outdoor grill and area like that if you're into that kind of thing. Uh, there's another B&B right next door, though, so I don't know how private it would be. Anyway, that is the Retro in Loveland, Colorado. We came all the way up here from Abilene, and on the way home, we're going to stop by Billy the Kid's grave in New Mexico. And anything else that's groovy on the way. And I'll show you some of the trip up here. It's a lot of fun being in Colorado this time of year when it's not dead of winter, early spring. Snow's still all over the ground. I know that's bright out there. But thus far, been a very fun trip up here to see the grandkids. And we will tune back in when we get on the road again. So that's how it went. All in all, a very fun trip. One we'll be doing again, I'm sure, because the grandkids are up there and the youngest one is 2. So we'll be doing that for a while. We actually got 3 videos out of this trip, which was really cool. One of them we weren't really expecting, and one of them we kind of planned on the way there. We just took a different route home, but we went through Las Vegas, New Mexico, and boy did I fall in love. So that's going to be our very next video. And the one right after that, which kind of planned on the way, was Billy the Kid's grave, which was actually really cool. I had a lot of fun doing it. It wasn't as tourist trappy as you might think, and because we skipped that part. But I did learn some history, which I thought was kind of, well, groovy. And here at Groove Dog Industries, we seek out the groovy because that's just how we roll. So for Groove Dog Industries, this is the Groove Dog himself, Dave Voss, here in Abilene, Texas. Check it out of this video. Hope you enjoyed it. Please give it a like. Little thumbs up there. We'd greatly appreciate it. And I just wanted to remind y'all that this is the day the Lord has made. So do try to find a way to get glad in it. Thanks, y'all.